Hello students, good morning to all of you. Welcome to this virtual class. Last period we are discussing a measurement of price elasticity of demands. We did that by percentage method. There are 5 types of price elasticity of demand. We have already discussed number 1, perfect inelastic demands. What do you mean perfect inelastic demands? It means whatever may be the change in the price, the quantity of demand will remain same. So that is the in case of that which is very essential goods like that saving drug, life saving drug, the best example to save our life. What is the price of the goods we have to purchase? So that is why whatever may be the price, the demand would remain same, will not demand more or less. So that time elasticity of demand equal to 0 and the elasticity of demand curve will be perpendicular to x-axis. And secondly, we have already discussed inelastic demand, or then that is called less than unitary elasticity of demands or less than unit elasticity of demands. It means the percentage change in quantity demand is less than percentage change in price. It means whatever the price changes, whatever the percentage of price changes, the demand will be changed less percentage. That is to be called that inelastic of demand. That is the example of that in case of necessity of like food, fuel, essential goods. So that time the elastic demand will be less than 1. That is the steep of the demand curve. These 2 points we have already finished. Now we'll start the third one, unit elasticity of demands. We are discussing due to the change in the price that how much quantity of demand changes, that is to be measurement here. So it means the percentage change in quantity demand is equal to percentage change in price. Percentage change in quantity demand of X goods equal to percentage change in price of X goods. It means whatever the price changes, whatever the percentage of price changes, that's not the percentage change in quantity demands. So that is called that unitary elasticity demand or unit elasticity demands. It means percentage change in quantity demand is equal to percentage change in price. That is, we may write here delta Q upon Q is equal to delta P upon P. For example, price of X goods is 10 and quantity of demand of X goods is also 10. Price of X goods is given in rupees and this is given in units. When price decreases 10 to 5 or 10 rupees to 5 rupees, quantity of demand increases 5 to 50 units. This is the demand signal. Percentage, how much it changes of the price? 10 to 5. If we will calculate, we have already discussed how that formula is derived by that methods, percentage change in quantity demand upon percentage change in price, because we have known elasticity of demand equal to minus percentage change in quantity demand of X goods upon percentage change in price of X goods. or or we may say that is minus delta Q upon Q into P upon delta P. We have already discussed how this formula is to be derived. That we have already known that formula is delta Q upon delta P into P upon Q. Delta Q upon delta P into P upon Q. Or we may say that minus delta Q upon delta P into P upon Q. This is the formula. So how much the delta Q is here? Delta Q equal to Q1 minus Q. This is that Q and this is that Q1, and this is that P, this is that P1. So Q1 minus Q equal to 15 minus 10 equal to 5, and delta P equal to P1 minus P equal to 5 minus 10 equal to minus 5. So we put the value of delta Q upon delta P minus equal to minus delta Q is 5 divided by delta P is minus 5 into P is 10 and Q is 10. Minus minus plus equal to 1. So it means elasticity of demand equal to 1. This case elasticity of demand equal to 1. Unit elasticity of demand case, that is that elasticity of demand equal to 1. So percentage change in quantity demand X, how much? That is that we can find out 15 minus 10 upon 10 into 100 divided by 5 minus 10 divided by 10 into 100. 100 cancel. So equal to 5 divided by 10 all divided by minus 5 divided by 10 equal to 5 by 10 into 10 divided by minus 5 cancel equal to 1. This is the methods to find out that formula. Change in quantity demand divided by initial quantity demand into 100. Change in price divided by initial price into 100. So that is that we get that one. So in unit elasticity of demand case, elasticity of demand equal to 1, that is percentage change in quantity demand X equal to percentage change in the price of the X. So it can be plotted in the diagram, that is elasticity of demand equal to 1, or we may say that what is that shape of the demand curve in this case? What is the shape of the demand curve? OX and OY goods. These are 5, 10, 15, 20. Similarly, these are 5, 10, 50 and 20. Is that units of goods X demanded, and this is that price of X goods. 10 rupees, 10 quantity of demand. 10 rupees, 10 quantity of demand. When price reduces 10 to 5, quantity of demand is 50. Now, the shape of the demand curve is like this. DD is the demand curve. So it means percentage change in quantity demand. This is the percentage change in quantity demand, and this is the percentage change in price. So this is delta P upon P, and this is delta Q upon Q. So as per our analysis, unit elasticity of demand equal to delta Q upon Q equal to delta P upon Q. That is to be called that DD is to be known as that. This is called that unit elasticity of demand, or elasticity of demand equal to 1. It means that percentage change in quantity demand of X goods equal to percentage change in price of X goods. Now the question comes, like perfectly inelastic demand, example I was given, like safe drugs, example of the goods. And inelastic of less than unitary elasticity of demands, I was given the example of, that is essential goods like food. This is the example of essential goods like food, fuel, etc. But in case of unitary elasticity of demand, elasticity of demand equal to 1, and the demand curve will be like this. This is that steep, and this is that equal to 1. It means how much percentage, this much equal to this much. So this is the example of in case of normal goods. This is called the example of normal goods. Perfectly inelastic demand, example is the life-safe drugs. Inelastic of less than unitary elastic demand in case of the essential goods like food or fuels, and unit elastic demand, that example of the normal goods. So now it is clear about that measurement of price elastic demand. First method is perfectly inelastic demands, which is elasticity of demand equal to 0. That time the demand curve will be that perpendicular to that OX axis or parallel to that OY axis. Inelastic or less than unitary elastic demand, elasticity of demand is less than 1, or that time the demand curve will be steep. And unit elasticity of demand, which is the elasticity of demand equal to 1, that is percentage change in quantity demand of X equal to percentage change in price of X. So that is possible in case of the normal goods. Next one, that is fourth one, is that elastic demand or more than unitary elasticity of demand. Fourth one, elastic demand or more than unitary elasticity of demands. Fourth one, elastic demand or more than unitary elasticity of demand. More than unitary elasticity. As it is named the more than or more than unit elasticity. As it is more than unit elasticity of demand, this means whatever the change in the price, the quantity of demand will be changed more, or we may say that percentage change in quantity of demand of X goods will be more than percentage change in price of X goods. For example, price of X goods in rupees and quantity of demand of X goods in units. This is the demand schedule. a table. Price is 10. Let the quantity of demand is 20 units. Price is 10 and the quantity demand is 20 units. When price falls 10 rupees to 9 rupees, the quantity of demand is 20 to 30 units. 20 to 30 units. Price falls 10 rupees to 9 rupees. Quantity of demand X falls 20 to 30 units. So what is here that price elasticity demand? Because price elasticity of demand equal to minus delta Q upon delta P into P upon Q, or percentage change in quantity demand of X goods upon percentage change in the price of X goods. So here is that how much is the delta Q? This is that Q and this is that Q1. This is that P and this is that P1. So delta Q is 30 minus 20 equal to 10 and delta P equal to minus 1 into 10 by 20 into 10 by 20. 30. This is that price is decreased 10 to 9. The demand is increasing 20 to 30. So that is your, because as delta Q equal to Q1 minus Q, which is equal to 30 minus 20 equal to 10, and delta P equal to P1 minus P equal to 9 minus 10 equal to minus 1. So now minus minus plus equal to 10 divided by 2 equal to 5. It means elasticity of demand equal to 5, which is greater than 1. That is called unit elasticity of demand. It means in case of elastic demand or more than unitary elastic demand, that means if it is the greater than 1, that is called that more than unit elasticity of demands. It means elasticity of demand greater than. This implies that elasticity of demand is greater than 1. Elasticity of demand is greater than 1. It can be plotted also in the diagram. It can be plotted also in the diagram. What will the shape of the demand curve in case of the elastic demand, or we may say that more than unitary or unit elasticity of demands. In this case, what I write here, delta Q upon Q is greater than delta P upon P. See the diagram. OX, OY. This is the price of X goods. This is the quantity of demand of X goods. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 like this. Or this is that 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 like this. Price is 10, quantity is 20, and price falls 9, quantity 30. Price 9, quantity 30. This is the demand and this is that point. This is to be called that This is that 9 rupees. And price is 9. So now this person's this is the price changes. This is called delta P upon P. And this person, this is called delta Q upon Q. In our diagram, delta Q upon Q is greater than delta P upon P. This is called that elastic demand curve, or more than unitary elasticity of demand curve. Percentage change in quantity of demand X goods. This is the delta Q upon Q. Delta Q upon Q is more than delta P upon P. That is that elastic demand, or more than unitary elastic demand, or elasticity of demand is greater than 1. This time the DD demand curve, which is that flatter, flat. It means the demand curve will be like this, flatter. This is that perpendicular to x-axis. This is steep. This is normal. Percentage change for price and percentage change quantity demand equal, and this is that flatter, which is that elasticity of demand is greater than 1. Next one, that is last one, is the which is the reverse. First one, perfectly inelastic demand. This is called the perfectly elastic demand. Fifth one, which is to be called the perfectly elastic demands. Perfectly elastic demand. Perfectly elastic demands. It means the demand curve will be that perfectly elastic. It means on the same price, what will the demand? We could not say. What will the demand? We could not say, or we could not determine. Price of X goods in rupees, quantity of demand of X goods in units. Price of X goods always measure in that X units which compared to that Y. So that time, suppose price is 10 and quantity of demand also 20, and price falls 10 to 9, quantity of demand will remain same. That was the example of in case of the perfectly inelastic demands. But here the perfect elastic means when that price will same, how much will the demand we could not determine. It means if price 10, quantity may be 25, or price 10 may be the 30, price 10 may be the 10. So these kinds of demand is to be called that perfectly elastic demand. I was giving the example, this is the only imaginary. This is that imaginary. But this case, the demand curve will be like this. Units of X goods, and this is that Y axis different the price of X goods. If the price is 10, this is the suppose 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 like this. So that will that demand curve 10, 20 units, 10, 25 units, 10, 30 units. It means whenever the price same, the quantity of demand how much we could not determine, that is to be called that perfectly elastic demand. In this case, we can measure it elasticity of demand equal to minus delta Q upon delta P into P upon Q. Minus delta Q is, suppose first case we will say that 10 and 20 and 25. So it means 25 minus 20 equal to 5 divided by 0 into P is 10 equal to 10 divided by 20. So here is that as delta Q equal to Q1 minus Q, 25 minus 20 equal to 5, and delta P equal to P1 minus P equal to 10 minus 10 equal to 0. So this is that P, this is that P1, this is that Q, this is that Q1. So in this case, equal to 0, 0, 5 by 0 equal to infinite. Something by 0 equal to infinite. So perfectly elasticity of demand case, elasticity demand is equal to infinite. It means how much the demand will be, we cannot determine, that is to be called that perfectly elasticity of demands. So we decided there are that 5 kinds. This is that in case of that imaginary case. First one, perfectly elasticity of demands. I will draw that diagram now one by one. Perfectly inelastic of demands. Elasticity of demand equal to 0. Perfectly inelastic of demands. Perfectly inelastic demand. That is in case of the essential goods, life saving drugs, perpendicular to x-axis. Second one, inelastic or less than unitary elasticity of demands, or that time demand curve is steep. Elasticity of demand less than 1. Third one, unit elastic demand or elasticity of demand equal to 1. This is that elasticity of demand equal to 1 in case of normal goods. And fourth one, elastic demand more than unitary elastic demand, that will that flat elasticity of demand greater than 1. And fifth one, that is that perfectly elastic of demand, elasticity of demand equal to infinite. This is that first case, this is that second case, this is the third case, this is that fourth, and this is that 5. This is that perfectly elastic demand. This is that more than unit elasticity of demand or elastic demand. This is that unit elasticity of demand. This is that inelastic demand, or this is that perfectly inelastic demands. Perfectly inelastic demands, which is reverse perfectly elastic demand. Inelastic demand, which is reverse that elastic. third one, which is that unit elastic demand, which is the elasticity of demand equal to 1. This is in case of example life save drugs. This is that in case of the essential goods. This is in case of normal goods, and this is luxuries. This is the example luxury goods, and this is the imaginary. In this case, there is no change in quantity demands. In this case, that is that delta Q upon Q is less than delta P upon P. In this case, delta Q upon Q equal to delta P upon P, and this is case delta Q upon Q is greater than delta P upon Q, and it is imaginary case that quantity of demand will be indeterminate when that price changes or that insignificant. We could not say. These are the 5 kinds of the price elastic demand by percentage methods. These are the measurement of price elastic demand by percentage methods. Remember it perfectly. In elastic demand, which is elasticity of demand equal to 0, perpendicular to x-axis, life save drugs. Inelastic or less than unitary or unit elastic demands, elasticity of demand less than 1. It is that demand curve will be steep, and it is in case of the essential goods like food and fuels. Unit elasticity of demand equal to 1, or percentage change in quantity demand equal to percentage change in price, that is in case of the normal goods. And this is that 45-degree angles, which will be the equal to 1 always. Elasticity demand or more than unit elastic demands, that case elasticity of demand greater than 1, that is the example of luxury goods, and this is that in demand curve with the flat. And fifth one, perfectly elastic demands, which is the elasticity demand equal to infinite, which is that imaginary example of the goods. These are the 5 kinds or 5 measurement of price elastic demand by percentage methods. So there are the 5 kinds of students. There are so many numerical problems with regard to this measurement of price elasticity demands. So your homework is to solve the numerical problem where the book questions is given, and you will do also homework of that at least 10 numerical questions. Thanks to all of you.